type of drainage pattern that occurs in areas of great geological disturbance and subsequently no coherent pattern in rivers and lakes is best described as W. Deranged. Interrupt A1.
W.
Yeah. Best word.
Deranged.
Drainage. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like.
Welcome to Room K202, home to North Hollywood Science Bowl team. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the team meets for practice, with answer questions
Correct.
and study for upcoming tournaments. While certainly not the most neat or organized room, K202 remains the center of North Hollywood High School's scientific talent. A talent which, over 20 years, has won the LADWP Regional Championships a staggering 18 out of 20 times, and the National Championships once. And over there is the team's coach, Altair Main. He teaches AP Physics 1 and C, AP Chemistry, as well as a recently implemented Honors Geology course.
What do you think has been the greatest factor in the success of the North Hollywood High School Sci Bowl teams over the years?
At this point, probably the winning tradition. The new members coming in every year get to see firsthand what like a regional champion team looks like, and they know how good they have to be, and they're competing against that every single day.
Now let's meet this year's current Sci Bowl teams.
Well, we have 5 members, and we don't have anyone who's like designated an alternate. I'm captain. I'm Albert, and I like to think of myself as like hardworking and really into science. Apart from me, we have Richard, who's the biology specialist. We have 2 math and physics people, who are Dominic and Dohyun, and we have Alex, who is our specialist in geology and astronomy.
Now, let's hear from Team B.
So, who are the members of North Hollywood B team?
Well, there's me. I specialize primarily in energy. I also am sort of a generalist, so I cover a number of subjects. There's Lina, who also specializes in earth science and astronomy. She is also covering chemistry. Then there's Cindy, who mainly does biology. Albert, who's another Albert on our team, separate from Albert, captain of A team. He mainly does biology and some physics. And then there's Tom, who does physics and math.
At around 6 o'clock, the team packs up to go home. This is their last meeting before the scrimmage on Saturday. The scrimmage is held at the LADWP headquarters. Before we see an actual round, let me first explain the basics of the competition. Each round consists of 2 teams of 4 players, with 2 halves of varying length. Here at the scrimmage, each half is 8 minutes. Both teams compete to answer questions from a designated moderator. The 2 types of questions are toss-ups and bonuses. Questions may be in either multiple choice or short answer format and cover a selection of topics that test the scientific knowledge of the competitors. Let's start with toss-ups. Before answering a toss-up, a player must buzz, that is, press the button on their buzzer. The moderator then stops reading and acknowledges the player. Now they must answer promptly. If the player answers incorrectly and the moderator has not finished reading the question, the opposing team receives 4 points and retains their opportunity to answer. The question is now reread in its entirety. No points are given to the opposing team if the player buzzes during the 5-second window after the moderator has finished reading the question. If both teams answer incorrectly, or fail to answer at all, the moderator moves on to a new toss-up question. If a team answers correctly, they receive 4 points in the ability to answer a bonus question. Unlike toss-up questions, which prohibit communication, bonus questions allow a team to cooperate before providing a final answer, given by the captain. The team answering the bonus question is given 20 seconds before time is called. If answered correctly, a bonus question awards 10 points. No penalty is given for incorrect answers. After the clock is run down, the moderator calls game, and the half is over. After a short break, the teams return to their seats and repeat the same process. The team with the highest score wins the match. If the round ends in a tie, and it's either at the end of qualifiers or during the elimination event, a series of 5 tiebreaker toss-up questions is read. The winner of the tiebreaker round wins the match. After a speech explaining the logistics of the scrimmage, the teams are released to their rounds.
So I release you to your rooms, and good luck, have a good day. We'll see you on February 24th.
Here at the scrimmage, only one half is played to ensure a large diversity of opponents. A team's first game is against Harvard Westlake High School.
Y is correct. 10 points for Team A. A2. 48. That is correct. 4 points for Team A.
Galaxies.
Galaxies is correct. 10 points for Team A. A2. 22 is correct. 4 points for Team A.
With a final score of 158-0 against Harvard Westlake A team starts off the day with a strong victory. A team faces Sosis A in their next game.
Steroids.
That is correct. 10 points for Team B.
All of them.
That is correct. 10 points for
Sosis
Team
A
B.
gains an early lead, but ultimately
correct.
loses 64-88. Now let's check in with B team.
Synchrotonic radiation.
They're currently facing Laces B. Laces B immediately pulls far ahead.
Correct, 4 points Team A.
NoHo B eventually ties it up,
That is correct, 10 points Team B.
only to lose their lead on the next question.
Correct, 4 points Team A.
Ultimately, Laces wins by 10. A very close game indeed. For the final round, NoHo B will play against Harvard Westlake B.
12%. Correct, 4 points Team B. 10 points Team B.
Win.
I'll accept that. It's hydroelectricity. No, sorry, that's water. Hydroelectricity, that's incorrect.
And with a strong finish for North Hollywood, the scrimmage is over. The final week before the regional tournament oversees intense preparation from every member. Meetings are held every single day. On Thursday, many team members take the entire day to practice.
How confident would you say North Hollywood B is going into regionals?
Well, I wouldn't say we're super confident. I mean, we have worked really hard at this, and I do believe we are prepared, but we could definitely be better. I'd say we have a lot to work for going forward, and I'm looking forward to it.
On Saturday, February 24th, the team returns to the LADWP headquarters to compete against 48 other teams from all over Los Angeles. The day first begins with a round-robin tournament. After an introduction speech delivered by Walter, the teams are dismissed to their competition rooms. I followed A team to their first game. Their first opponents are El Camino B.
That is correct. 10 points, please.
A team decisively defeats El Camino with a score of 156-26. I then went upstairs to film B team. In a lead perhaps more decisive than A team's first game, NoHo B defeats AGBU 4-140. NoHo B then faces Cathedral A. In another sweeping victory, NoHo B wins 4-130. The National Science Bowl competition has occurred annually since 1991. LADWP's Walter Zeisel joins me here today to explain his history in Los Angeles.
I'm Walter Zeisel, the Manager of Education Outreach at the Department of Water and Power. One of my main responsibilities is serving as the manager in charge of the Science Bowl. Originally, in 1992, when the Department of Water and Power, along with other utilities and JPL, were approached to host and co-sponsor a region for Science Bowl, the thought was the Southern California area would be represented by a competition at JPL, and I thought that since even back then the LA Unified District had won national championships in academic decathlon, that if we had some of the same students participating at a Science Bowl, we might be pretty successful. We've been pretty successful, like I thought. Our teams have placed in the top 11 times, the top 5 11 times, and won 4 national championships during the 25 years.
A and B team are now finishing their final rounds against Palisades B and Pilibos B respectively. With 2 more decisive victories, the teams are dismissed to lunch. While the lunch break is held, the double elimination bracket is created based on team performance. The lowest seeded teams are sent to the hands-on competition. Both North Hollywood teams remain undefeated so far. At 1 o'clock, the teams are sent to their competition rooms. North Hollywood's A and B teams are situated in 2 rooms right across from each other. First, A team faces off against AGBU. The final score is 150 to 30. Next up is Harvard Westlake A. In perhaps A team's closest game yet, they play 64 to 36 North Hollywood at the half. The final score is 120 to 80, North Hollywood taking the match. In another scrimmage rematch, A team faces Sosas A.
Captain,
42.
incorrect.
With an almost flawless victory, A team is just one step from the upper bracket finals. There's just one team that stands in their way, North Hollywood B. NoHo B had just finished a very close game against Laces A.
In the end, it was 90 to 80 and we were 90, and it was their last bonus. So if they got the bonus, they would have tied with us, and we would have a tiebreaker question that'd be stressful and bad. But they didn't get the bonus, so we won.
The round between North Hollywood A and North Hollywood B was really fun because it kind of brings you back to how we practice in the room, and we're very used to that kind of style, and it was really fun going against the team that we normally practice against, even though they did play very well against us.
Now, the teams leave for finals, held in the auditorium. During lower bracket semifinals, Laces A beats Sosas A 66 to 54. Lower bracket finals oversees the rematch between NoHo B and Laces A. At the half, Laces A leads by 56 points. While NoHo B is able to shorten the gap, they are ultimately defeated 42 to 90. The final round now pits A team against Laces A.
Interrupt by A captain. One only. That's correct?
At the half, the score stands at 86-4 North Hollywood.
Why? That's correct.
At the final, A team wins the tournament 172 to 26. A team will go on to represent the Los Angeles district at the National Science Bowl competition held in April.
What is the plan for North Hollywood going to nationals?
Well, geez, I don't know how to answer that one. Hopefully we'll win it. We'll go to nationals and they'll play their best and see how it goes. I think they have a shot this year.